Okay, here we go. Well, there we go, right off the hop. I got a Captain Goggles is a character by Frank Salazar. It's fun. Okay, so welcome to One Page Story Extravaganza. This is, hi, how are you? This is a stream that I do where I take suggestions and ideas from people for one-page stories. And I do at least a page a day of these. I do additional stuff as well, but specifically for the one pages, I do at least one a day. And I realized something about that, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So today is a page 199 out of 199 days of doing these ideas and suggestion one-page stories, like in a row. So tomorrow's page 200, and it's a goal that I wanted to get to. It's not like it's going to change anything. I'm just going to keep going. But I'll be doing a special stream tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I don't normally do streams on the weekend. So to schedule one, it's different. So I'm going to write it down here in the chat. So special Saturday stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST. And so I've got that up now to celebrate 200 pages, just in case people are like, why? Why are you doing that, Chris? Well, there's why. Okay, so I'll put that up on the screen. There we go. That's the sound effects it makes when it goes on the screen. Okay, so if you like what we're doing here, thumbs up. What do you call that? Like and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications, all that jazz. I'm never really good at saying that. I can't stand the whole, give me, I need. I don't. But I really appreciate the engagement and involvement with people. So if you do like stuff, let me know you like stuff. If you don't like stuff, let me know you don't like stuff. I love a little bit of conflict. So if you want to see the original art for this page, I really don't, by the way. If you want to see the original art for this page, it's up on my Patreon. I put lots of extra stuff on my Patreon. We've been doing audio files. I'm about to load a whole bunch of them. I just haven't had an opportunity to do so. But a bunch have been recorded for a number of the pages that we've been done lately. And so I'll be loading those up. And Lori's recorded a bunch of them with me. So it'll be some good silly fun. Good silly fun for all the girls and boys. Okay? Just a second. So, yeah, if there's anything like that people are interested in, as far as it goes for engaging with more stuff, let me know. I'm always up for more ideas and suggestions. So, yeah, that's about it. What else am I thinking about? I got today's page up on the screen. It's the suggestion was 3 words: oranges, any game, which is 2 words, I know, and Cyclops. And so that's what I put up on the screen. I'll occasionally drop this notification up now and then, but just give me 1 second. Sorry, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me see. Catch up here. Oh, we got some chats happening. Sorry for the delay. I just had to go and answer the door. Okay, so this is yesterday's suggestion, which was 3 prompts. and it was fun, a lot of fun to do. I'm gonna switch up the camera here for a little bit. It's me, my big noggin on there. Yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. I had a good time. I drew it in pencil on paper, and then I put some white inks down with that, scanned it, converted it to black line art, and then colored it digitally. So what do we got? Is Corbin running the show today? Basically, Lori is at her parents' house helping out with Dad. And, so it's been me and the cats. And they've been keeping me in line. So, yeah, technically Corbin's running the show today. But, of course, he's upstairs lying down now. That's the usual. Okay, so I put all the new pages up on Substack. I know it was late this week, but I had a hard time getting stuff loaded on the Substack this week. So that's done. So last week's pages are all up there, and there's no charge on Substack. But if you want to see the pages in that all at once format, that's where to look, because eventually they are going to be leaving Instagram and Facebook and all that. They're just, I got to pull them all off. So because of the publishing thing. So keep an eye out for that sort of jazz. We'll be switching things up a little bit recently. If anybody's joining in, because usually it takes a couple of minutes, people come in. Tomorrow, I'm going to stream tomorrow afternoon at 2:00. So today is 199 pages in 199 days. And so tomorrow will be that goal. I wasn't sure if I was going to reach that goal. I reached the goal. Happy days. But I'm going to keep going, right? It's not like I'm going to stop. And of course, my next goal is going to be 356. So that's just the stuff I do on here. There's additional pages and additional stuff that I've been doing besides that. Some paintings and some more pages and a couple other book projects. So, but as far as it goes for the one-page stuff, I really enjoy that. I want to talk about one silly thing before I get rocking and rolling. And that is that I don't finish pages most of the time on the stream here, just because of time constraints. Also, I work slower here. Like this is, I find that I slow down. Tend to find that I slow down when I'm on the stream. And that's largely because I like engaging and interacting with folks. I think that's swell. So I got no problem with that. But I work twice as fast outside the stream. Now, I was asked this yesterday in a message. This is why I'm bringing it up, and I said I'd address it here. How do I go about scheduling my time with how I'm working? And that I really lot out my day and my time for what I'm working on at what moment, and how much time I have to do that in. And so that helps me, that structure of that helps me to get stuff done. And I'm a big proponent of people figuring that out. And if you find out things like I slow down in my productivity when I'm doing a stream, then don't stream while you're working all the time. It would be the answer for me. So I don't. I just do the one moment of stream. I used to try to stream whenever and try to catch a hold of that interactive energy, but I recognize that this time that I have allotted for getting some stuff done is the time that I have. So, it's a scheduling thing. So, here we are. We're ready to rock during the stream here now. But I give myself the time that I have here. I give myself another hour and a half at night. After Lori's retired to bed, she retires to bed before I do. And so, and I'll work, I'll give myself an hour and a half there. And other than that, I'm doing other things because that's what I have to do. So you can manage time in such a way as to keep a consistent degree of productivity happening. It's just a case of seeing that you manage that time. So to the person that asked me that question, and I appreciate the question very much, that's my answer. I gotta oil this chair again. But that's my answer. as it's just about time management. Productivity works that way. Just 1 second. Hi. Okay, come and show me your tomatoes. My 2 younger grandsons are here, so you're in for a treat today, everybody that's on the stream. Come on, come say hi. You two come on around here. What is this? Tomatoes? There's some more tomatoes in my backyard. You want to go and see if you can find any more on the vine? Or did you already do that?
No, those are from his
That
garden.
was Robert. You want to come say hi, Maverick?
Maverick, go say hi.
You want to come wave at the camera? Right here. Wave. Big waves. Hold on, I got to turn the camera down.
Right here. Hi.
There you are.
Hi.
There you guys are. Okay?
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Well, it's not going to say bye back, buddy.
Hi.
It's just a bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. It's just a camera.
All
All right,
Oh.
you guys are off?
Yeah, we're going to go catch the bus
There's
back.
4 piles on the table. Take them.
Okay.
Jay, Lily, Robert, Maverick.
Is Jay good to stay here? He wants to play with the twins.
Right now?
He's already out there playing with them.
Jeez. Okay, then just take Lily's and the twins. Where's Lily? Okay, don't even tell. That's fine.
She's hanging
Okay.
out with her sister. We painted a thing for Lifespin today with
Okay,
our hands,
bye.
so I needed to paint off our hands. Okay, bye.
Okay, hi. All right. Hi, grandkids. That was nice of you. They are adorable. The little one that says hi. He's very special. And they're both special boys, but Maverick has had some challenges with doesn't talk a lot. Like he just says a couple of things now, but he's working on it. He's a late talker, like my oldest son Sean was. Sean used to call me Bus. Just thought it was funny. He just thought it was funny to call Dad Bus all the time. And Maverick calls me Dad because he calls everybody Dad. Okay, I'm going to switch up cameras. Sorry for that, for folks. That I like an organized show. My goodness. All right, so I'm going to jump into the overhead. Oh, I have my hand. And I might have to be BRB in 5 minutes just to go and see what's going on with my oldest grandson, Jay. So, all right. Yesterday I had a suggestion from Cameron Willingham, and it's forest/jungle critters. I like critters. Run from a volcanic eruption. Okay. And that is Cameron. So this is the one I'm doing today. I usually try when somebody new jumps in and gives a suggestion. I usually try to get to that, move it up in the queue. So that's what we're going to give a shot to today. I'm going to work in whatever I feel like working at the moment. I don't have any set rules about what I'm working on. Here's the crazy sharpener and pencil. This is a Craftsman's pencil, and it's flat, and I like it. But it has a crazy sharpener that fits flat pencils. Isn't that fun? So that's how these get sharpened. Unless just Cameron. Okay, thanks, Judy. Unless you want to whittle at a pencil with a knife, this is pretty ding dong handy. So just trying to get that second side. I hate when a pencil gets sharpened more on one side than the other. Okay. All right. So here we are. So my grandson Jay is playing in the backyard with the kids next door, and my oldest and her kids just showed up and visited for a second, so that was nice. All right. Today's suggestion: forest jungle critters run from a volcanic eruption. So there's 2 ways I can approach that. I can either just flat out draw a volcanic eruption, or I can bring the viewer in to the scenario and to the heightened sense of, I gotta move my chair. I'm sorry for the squeaking. The heightened sense of concern that's going on. So I think I might do that. I'm going to move this over so I can stop stretching across the entirety of my desk. Okay, hi Chris, welcome aboard. There, look, I can reach things. And hi Frankly. I like that logo, Frank. Okay, so forest jungle critters run from volcanic eruption. That's fun. I don't know what I'm gonna draw for this one. Why don't I just start with little jungle animals? You know, why not? Dee Dee says my chair squeaks too, but I'm not changing it. I want to change it more because it bothers me than you know, anything external. If it's just going to squeak, folks. But yeah, it's you know, it's just one of those things where you either get used to it really quick or it really aggravates you really quick. So Frankly says my chair squeaks when I sit on a mouse. That tends to happen. I tend to hear, oh dear God, oh get it off me, oh it's so heavy, it's crushing me. That's what I hear. So I'm just gonna start right into making some marks and putting some little characters together for our context here. So I'm drawing, I don't know what, a little monkey, right? I'll just start with a little monkey. There we go. Thumbs up. I love thumbs up. Yeah. So here's a weird thing. Okay. I have this thing that if I stop in for a second and just to watch somebody's thing, no matter who it is or what it is that they're doing, if I've taken a second to jump in there, I tend to, and I'm not saying this like you should be doing what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I tend to thumbs up as soon as I go in because I am what we called in the old country a forgetful person. And because I am, I will forget to give them the thumbs up. And I think that the thumbs up help people because it lets people know that they're doing a thing. I always forget to check thumbs up, by the way. I appreciate people are thumbing up, and I, you know, I've tried to routine, hey, thumbs up into introduction when I'm coming in, but I realized a couple of things. One, I don't really check. I just haven't. I don't know why. Maybe I should. And two, what I have noticed is that when I'm at other people's things, there'll be like 14, 15 people there and one like, and it's like, you know, that's, does it matter? Is it, I might be late in cluing into the fact that, oh, hey, thumbs don't matter anymore. Oh, okay. And if that's the case, even if it isn't the case, oh, neat. I tend not to be clearly the most informed and up-to-date guy with whatever. So if it, you know, if it doesn't, I get it. But I noticed it. I noticed it last night. I was watching a thing, and there was a lot of people there. I used 14, 15 as a number. It was not 14, 15 people. It was a lot of people. And despite this ginormous number, that there was maybe 1 in 8, 1 in 9, like 1 in 8, 1 in 10 that ever thumbed up, that had thumbed up to the thing. I mean, those numbers that this person had, because they have a very popular program, were huge. They were doing fine, but it dawned on me then. I was about to record a video for Roll for Toronto, but since I've missed a few streams from Chris, I'll work on some tokens. I'm making a listen. Oh, thank you, Frankly. That's very nice of you, sir. I thumbs up. Dee Dee says most just forget. I always try to remind people. Yeah, see, that's. I don't think it's not polite to remind people. I just when I'm doing this, if I don't, I have to write things down, because if I don't write things down, I won't remember to say them at all. So, okay, so what I've got so far here is a carpenter's pencil. which is this guy. It's a set. Does that improve that? I think my focus was getting blown out because my microphone was leaning into it too much. This is a carpenter's pencil that I'm using, which is kind of like 2 or 3B, and a black Prismacolor Premier pencil cream. Prismacolor, I gotta sing its praises. They make a ding-dong fine pencil cream, or colored pencil, as we say it in other parts of North America. Look at the concern in this young man's face. Hey, who ate all the popcorn? So I just thought I'd introduce a character who's going to run in and basically sort of shout, the sky's falling. Oh, I've missed some stuff here. Dee says they matter. I take it that's in reference to the thumbs. Yeah. Well, thank you, Didi. Like I said earlier, I'm just generally pretty well uninformed with how things work. So here's our little monkey guy. I don't know what kind of monkey it is. It's a monkey, but Chris says, not only do I forget to ask for thumbs up, I also forget to promote my streams. See, that's, again, a routine thing I had to get into, rather than just clicking on and let's go. And I think that once you establish systems of organization, once you establish patterns of how you go about things, then you're far more equipped to just access that mechanism of repetition. So it works for me in that regard. Yet, at the same time, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Like I'm such a follower of the principles of Andrew Ludd. Just let me hide in my cave. Just let me hide in my cave and look at the back wall. Leave me be. I don't want to learn new things. Words are hard. I mean, words. It's tricky for me to remember how to do new things, and because unless, again, I establish stuff as a pattern, it's not going to stick with me. So one of the reasons that I do pages in so many different medium is that it's partially that. It's partially that I gotta keep that wheel greased, or for all I know, that wheel won't turn anymore. And that's in reference to whatever given medium in the moment. I know for a fact that there's a big number of things that I used to remember how to do. For the life of me, they just escape my head, Chris says, I'm a newbie to streaming. Oh, well, yeah, no, I understand. I started last year, really. I did the occasional one just privately with people in 2020. And then 2021, I tried the same. But then in 2022, I thought, well, let's go for it. And I came up with a silly name for the stream of Nobody Wants to Listen to My podcast, and followed that up at the start of 2023 with Everybody Wants to Listen to My podcast. And then recently, because of all this advice and encouragement that I'm getting for the publishing venture, stepping out into a larger venue now, and certain marketing things have been, I've been informed of, so that that's why I've switched it to just one-page story extravaganza, because that's the primary thing that I'm doing on here. That's, in addition to other writing and illustrating other books for different things, doing design work and then painting. So, busy. Never ends. And when I'm done today's stream, I'm going to go and switch out the blade on my lawnmower so I can catch up on my lawn that's growing a little higher than I'm comfortable with. So, I kind of always in process, always trying to do something or other. Okay, so here's our little monkey that we've got started. So my intention with drawing this little guy is to have him running through the trees and making announcements. Dee says, you have to love it regardless or you won't stick with it. Yes, that is exactly true. If you enjoy anything, you'll find it becomes something that feels more natural to approach in your world. And like Dee says, you're gonna follow through on those. If it's obligations that are enforced, they never work, and they never really set into your routine. They never really are something that you're gonna find doing on a regular basis. Frog in my throat. So. I'm listening to hits of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's my song list for today. All right, so I know that the penciling is a little haphazard how we go about it, but we're getting there. In a couple seconds here, I'm going to go just checking my backyard for a second. And I'll be right back. First, I'm just going to structure out here. Sorry for the little pauses there, gang. We're putting together shorts. Jean shorts? No, YouTube shorts. And soon I'll have some of those that we can just go, hey, boop, boop. There's a little YouTube short video. And we'll be able to play those if I need to, like I do very rarely. Step away for 2 seconds. So look forward to that, because you can imagine how ridiculous that was going to be. Between YouTube and my old Ustream platforms, I've done about 2,000 videos averaging 3 hours each. Now, I've only got 12 toes to count on, but that's a big number. That's a big number. That's fantastic, Edie. I really respect that. That's over the 13-year period. Yeah, it's, you've developed a lovely community of when you call them the fibs, friends in the box, and it has a lot to do with people feeling a part of things there, and that's really commendable. I've zero interest in listening to somebody, someone's self-aggrandizement, and but I don't find that in yours at all. I find that it's hey, here's how to do a thing, or let's do a thing, and if that gives you any insights, and you're open to insights from other people out there, and I found these things for sale, and have you tried this? And it's so interesting. It really is. In the last couple of weeks, I've been streaming with a partner. That's super cool. What are you putting out notifications for that, Chris? I'm gonna have to go and look at those up. Because I'd really like to see that. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Films, yes. Thanks, Christopher. Very kind. We all love to share. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's necessary for creative types. A sense of equilibrium is gained when you have the facility to express yourself and to feel that there's some kind of connection with people seeing what it is that you've done. And how can we not encourage that in folks, and how can we not appreciate the places where people can feel encouraged like that? So you do a good. Okay, I'm gonna run away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back. It's on Instagram. Okay, I'm definitely going to be looking that up. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry for abandoning you again. All right. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry for that. Just had to make sure that the kids had sunscreen on. So it just crossed over 29,000. Holy camole. That is fantastic. I appreciate them all. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's very evident. I mean, that's very clearly obvious that you do. I'm collaborating with Miriam Wolf, Art Curious by MNW, an Argentinian living in Israel. First week we used clay for fantastic chimeras. Last week we made Katrina's, I might be saying that wrong, on August 6th. A surprise. Well, I'm going to write August 6th down and keep an eye out for that and watch that. It's very exciting. Thank you for letting me know that too. Chris, I appreciate it. And again, I'm sorry for stepping away there. It's, yeah, he's fine for now. You deserve more subs, Didi. You're awesome. Yes, indeed, she is. I'm really excited that I'm at 160 now. I know that might sound silly, especially in comparison to Didi's number, but at the start of the year, I had 21. So that's super fun, cool. You know, I appreciate all you guys coming out and having some fun. 29,000. That's 13 years of work is what that is. That is 13 years of consistency makes that many people come out. I get 29,000 people. I'm going to become like Joel Osteen and my eyes will never look like they're open. And I'll draw like this. It'll be great. It's a great day. Just got to establish some mystique to myself. All right, so here's our little monkey guy. Send the YouTube links on Instagram. Please, thank you. 500 will feel like a great milestone, Christopher. It will. And I'm not like in a crazy rush for that. I don't, like I say, I don't remember to check likes, and I don't remember to check some of these things that may or may well be something I should be paying more attention to. But I appreciate that so many, because my number is what it is, that so many of those people seem to be coming out to things. And boy, that's great. It's very unexpected, but very, very wonderful. Okay, so I'm just throwing in, this is supposed to be bone white. Bone white. From Copic. So, but I clearly use it as a warm gray. So, and there we go. Yeah, I really like the ability to interact with folks, and it's nice. And sometimes it feels like you're operating, in isolation, like you're out in an ice floe there, where is anybody even, like, am I really even engaging with things? And I don't feel that. I feel like we got a good bunch of people that come together and look at each other's stuff. And like, I really like crafts. Like, if that's not plainly obvious, I really like all kinds of different ways to make and do things. And so I've been watching all kinds of different channels, and especially channels that I've seen through GD's 29,000. That it sort of fits that same bar, like GD's appreciation of comic books, that I think surprises some people. I do think that and yet she's very supportive and encouraging for folks. And got some stuff coming up this year I'm excited about. This is the year where I really do feel like things are taking a different direction now. And, we're in the stage of trying to find representation. So it's a weird year for me. So I'm just laying in some skeleton for this drawing. I'm just putting in some little values here and there, little busy bits and what do I call it? The bits and bobs in the background, just because I think it's important that when you're establishing a character, it really helps to root them in a context. So joint collaborations with big channels work. I'm trying to convince a guy with 114,000 to work with me. At least we have good communication on Instagram and here. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. I have to do all this research now with stuff with the publishers that we're looking into media stuff, and I to be honest, I'm overwhelmed. I'm really overwhelmed by it all, and it's really helpful for me, that Laurie's willing to and encouraging and willing to understand and help me try to figure out some of these things, because I'm not I'm not very good at the books, if you know what I mean. I'm not very good at the paperwork, filing, and Lord. But if you need a thing made out of a thing, I'll make a thing out of a thing. I like the representation of goggled individuals on your thumbnail. There you go, Frank. So I'm just putting down some of these little details and just having some fun, putting him in running along in the trees, and the character will be saying, "Oh, hey, look, listen, something's happening." And I'm going to have various jungle creatures answer this. Now, I'm going to say it in advance. People are going to say, those animals don't exist in the same jungle together. And to that, I'm going to say, I like ice cream, because I got nothing. I'm just drawing. We're just drawing here. We're just putting together them pictures there, Chris says, I'm not into monetizing, just to have my art known a bit more. Yeah, well, I think that I understand monetization. I mean, that's a really helpful thing, and people utilize it for different ways. Yes, sir. What? Gesundheit. What happened? You got to use your words, buddy. Just talk. My grandson Jay is here. What's that? You can come say hi. Everybody's saying hi.
My friends wanted to Pokemon Academy.
So there's a little bit of cards right there in that book, but I'm not getting more cards out right now.
Okay.
Right there on the island, okay? Put your shirt on properly, please. You're stretching it.
It was this big of a house.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Yeah. My daughter, I'm going to be honest, my daughter just got me. I thought, hi, here's like one of the kids. I got to go. There's all these videos that you see people do of, when the grandparents say they got stuff to do and they leave the kids on the front of the porch and then run away. That's a real thing. A famous YouTuber here in Mexico is in a controversy with a CNN channel. The channel claimed that part of his videos were theirs because he was interviewed last year by CNN. Now he's upset. Huh. Well, yeah, that's weird. That's really weird. Frank is saying hello to James. Is Jim here? Did I miss Jim? That's yeah. Anyways. Yeah, that's there's a guy here in London that sued Pepsi. Fella I know, good guy. But Pepsi used his painting in their big commercial that was airing internationally around the world, and so he sued them. They didn't ask for the permission to use his painting. In Canada, we have Carfax and Caro. Now, I'm sure there's something wherever you are. Caro is for the province of Ontario. Carfax is for the country of Canada. And what it is it's a agreement between the government to support and protect Canadian artists so that corporations and individuals can't just use the images that artists make here or in music that they perform or write or books or anything else for that matter. You have to pay those artists and get permission from those artists to utilize those in whatever your product is. So he sued Pepsi and he won. So, I'm sorry, frankly, I apologize. He cannot monetize on 2 videos because of copyright claims by CNN. Yeah, that's understandable. They, corporations copyright anything that has a remote proximity to what, they're involved in. There's always some drama on YouTube. Estás en Mexico, Chris Clue, mi papa era de Mexico. My dad's from Mexico. You live in Mexico. Is that right? Oh, my grandson is Jensen. I call him Jay. Those were his videos recorded by his own cameras, but they decided to favor CNN. But then he should re-record those videos and take a shot at CNN. So I've had to re-record this video because this corrupt large network television channel, whose letters follow B, M, and M. Just have fun with it. All right, so I'm drawing this fairly monotone. I've kept myself limited so far. I say so far because it's me and it's probably going to change to 3 tools. And so I'll hold it up a little closer. Hopefully that'll, just because of this idiot camera that I have set up now that can't seem to focus to save its life. We'll get that sorted out. I need to buy a real camera, but economically it's just not there right now. But I need to buy a proper camera. I've been building things up here in the studio over time, and not investing a lot in the front line for doing streams and for doing things. And it takes time to build that up. Well, I mean, people here know, but I can't stay. What is this? Chris says the friend she's talking about has got 40.6 million. Holy camole. Can't stay. Just want to say hi. I'm legally obligated. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye. Okay. Jim, how's life treating you? There we go. He's still here. Thumbs up on the way out, Jim. This guy has traveled the world because of monetizing his channel. Is that right? That's why he's so upset with the YouTube guys. See, I am realigning my headspace on this whole provision for like life's provision through social media. And it's largely because I haven't understood it, right? So, and I haven't engaged with it on any level until in the last couple of years. I just, wasn't in my headspace, wasn't in my wheelhouse. So for the life of me, I don't understand influencers or things like that. I understand people that have some influence because of being able to help and encourage others and to be supportive and have some sort of representative example of a thing. But I don't understand this whole TikTok dance, and now you think that you have influence on other people's lives. That's a sad state we're in if that's the case. Frankly says, I met a Canadian born at Toastmasters on Wednesday. He moved here when he was a kid, but he's originally from Toronto. I think he will be my new bestest friend. Well, that's good to hear, son. You can tell him you're adopted Canadian. Nick Nimmin is one of the best for YouTube info. Nick Nimmons. Yeah, write these things down, folks. Thanks for that, Diddy. I don't do TikTok. No, I mean, I think it's for kids. I think TikTok really is for kids. But just because it's sort of, if you notice something, here's something interesting to me, and maybe I'm wrong. People can correct me if I am, please. But is it not like the more and more social media that comes out, it's less like it's more and more just saturation of quality? Like, is it just me, or does it feel like every new thing that comes out, the people that tend to race towards it or gravitate into those things tend to be I don't know what. I find that I don't know how I'm expressing this correctly. I don't think that I am for sure, but I just find that there's so many platforms, and I'm not talking about every platform. I don't know every platform, largely because I don't care. But I think that, like TikTok, what is TikTok? I'm sorry. What does that really do other than people dancing or talking about clothing? I think it is, because it feeds into Instagram. It shows up on stuff. If I'm not mistaken, that's TikTok stuff, and I don't care about any of it. I don't want to see it. I definitely don't need to see. Just because I'm engaged in sequential media doesn't mean I want to see people dressed up as superheroes and plotting around. Oh, look at me. I'm dressed up as Iron Man. Yeah, congratulations, number 7,222 of that. The sad part is that some of my university students, they believe they can be influencers too. You can't tell them. They'll find out. Frankly, I have a TikTok. I upload some art videos and use them on other platforms. Well, there you go. So they're at university for socializing, not studying. It frustrates me to deal with these students. These people exist in general in the world. They're never going to make any sense of themselves in that regard. Like, it's just, in London, we had a thing. In Southwestern Ontario, we had a thing called Speaker's Corner. There was a channel in Toronto. I can't remember what it was called now. It doesn't matter. But they had a thing called Speaker's Corner. And they had one in Toronto. Eventually, they had one set up at Oxford and Richmond and London. And City TV in Toronto. That's what it was. Which is generic, eh? So people would go into this to turn the camera on in this booth, and they would do something, and that would be sent to the station. In the case of London, it was sent to London, and in the case of Toronto, it was sent to City TV. And they would put up a couple of different things about people talking about politics of the day, or people, doing a magic trick, or whatever it was, right? And it quickly devolved, at least here in London, into just drunk people just blathering, right? And it's a great idea. It's a great platform. There's a band in Canada called the Bare Naked Ladies. They were discovered on this thing. This is how they went into the booth, and then the core people that could fit in that booth started doing a song. And they got discovered, and they got picked up and offered some gigs. And there was a big controversy because their name was so confronting. And because in Canada we're pretty conservative, even though we think we're not. So, but that's how that band got discovered. I mean, so you start with this noble idea, but it always denigrates into something that is just the most fatuous part of it all, right? And that's the dances and here I am at a spa, and look at the clothing, and here's all the spa treatment I get. Why are we wasting time and money on that? It's crazy. I do the occasional short on YouTube. Yeah, so we're going to get more into the shorts. So wait for the Chinese to collect for your info. Well, I'll sing the Chinese national anthem each time. Maybe that'll help them out. I dislike TikTok. I don't have an account or enter there. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Neither does Dee Dee. Am I a millennial now because I have a TikTok? Frank, I don't know how young you are. I know that I'm not, and I don't think that Chris is, and I know Dee Dee's not. I also heard that Chinese dating, Dee Dee. Some of my students spend up to 5 or 6 hours scrolling TikTok. Oh my God. Yeah. Holy. That's a lot of time to be spending on TikTok. Frank, you're still a young one, aren't you? I don't know. The millennials are up to 35, I think. I think are you just a little bit older than that, Frank? I'm not sure. You're not a Gen X. There's a very short generation that follows. This is the whole problem of generations are generally allocated 20 years after the fact, and yet at the same time, because of this postmodern deconstructionism, the Gen X's, I'm at the very end of Gen X, right? And so anybody, and then there's maybe a couple years after me, but it's 50 and up is my understanding, and 50 down to 35 is Gen Y. And that's contentious because you got all kinds of people that are 45 saying, I'm a Gen X too. As far as I understood, it was only up to what would be 50 today, or 1975. So 50, maybe late 40s. Oh, I don't have that many toes to count it out. But that's what I thought. Anyways, I'm probably wrong. But I'm Gen X. I don't know. Yeah, people are addicted to TikTok and stuff. Frank's a baby, says Dee Dee. I was born in 78. Isn't there a reassuring thing about being called a baby when you were born in 1978? Isn't that nice? Isn't that sweet when someone says something like that? Hey, you're a baby. Well, you tell I had 3 mortgages and a back pain. I'm not a baby. Honestly, I remember this is some years ago. I used to smoke. I quit smoking a long time ago. But I was in my 30s. I went to the variety store on the corner at downtown there to buy a pack of cigarettes. And the lady carded me. And I took it as a compliment. I really did. I was like, thank you. That's very nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. And then she reiterated, now let's see your ID. Do you just check everybody's ID? And she says, yeah. yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm going to take it as a compliment anyways. And because I show her my ID and it says that, I think at the point twice the age of what you're supposed to be to buy cigarettes. And in Canada at the time. So she didn't blink an eye. She didn't blink an eye. She really was she couldn't care. She was so ambivalent. And meanwhile, I'm like, thank you. That was so nice of you. So dumb. I'm the baby in the family. I guess I'm the baby here. Yeah, I'm about 1,000, Frank. I used to do the Jack Benny joke. Who's Jack Benny? Don't have time for that. But I used to do the Jack Benny for years and years and years and say, people say, how old are you turning this year? And I'd say, I think I'm turning 39. And people would say, 39. You're not 39. You turn into a whole thing. And I'd say, and I do the Jack Benny line. When you're good at something, why change? So, but it's hard to do when you have a daughter that's 32. So, so I can't use that line anymore. So I've just jumped to the George Burns. And if people say, how old are you? I say, well, I got to be about 100. And I put a pencil in my mouth. I say, the way I see it, I got to be about 100 years old. I'd retire, but it'll take care of my parents. Right? Right? You're younger than me. You watch Jack Benny. Yeah, nice. I like that. That's cool. I like Jack Benny. Big influence on Johnny Carson. And then, of course, Johnny Carson had a big influence on David Letterman. And then Letterman, of course, had a big influence on Conan O'Brien. It's kind of neat how you can just sort of see this mentoring that's gone on in the talk show thing for years. Frankie says, in that case, I'm 25. Didi says, that's a good George Burns. Do you want to see my George Burns impression, Didi? Because I'll do it for you. It's nice when somebody even gets who I'm talking about. I love George Burns. One of the greatest things to watch in my mind is George Burns performing on The Muppet Show with Gonzo and a number of other Muppets, or Ralph the dog, and around the piano. They sing, you made me love you. I didn't want to do it. Yeah. Why is my thing flashing? Okay, doesn't matter. We got 50 is the new 30, is it? I don't know. And 40 is the new 20. Therefore, I'm 25. Okay. Great. Chris said, great. So I'm 40 again. There you go. Can I just say that the pictures of everybody, well, even Franklin's cartoon picture, nobody looks their age on this thing right now. Not everyone is here. I like George Burns, Johnny Carson, David Letterman, Gracie Allen. Say goodnight, Gracie. Good night, Gracie. George Burns' wife, Gracie Allen, she played the Ding Dong, but she wrote all the skits. And she was a really savvy businesswoman. She really was the brains of the operation, as it were. She really was. And it's an interesting thing that you look back and people look back in history and look at Gracie Allen, and younger people don't get it at all because they think it's just this woman, playing second to the male. It's not. It's the opposite way around. Okay, here's my George Burns. All right? Every morning I get up, I open up the newspaper, okay? But before I do that, I make my breakfast. I get a pot of coffee, make something to eat, sit down. Open the newspaper up. I look inside. I look for the obituary section. I look for my name inside of that paper. If I don't see it, I get on with my day. If I do see it, I still eat my breakfast and drink my coffee because I don't go anywhere on an empty stomach. That's my George Burns for you. I like Lucille Ball. Brilliant. Lucille Ball was absolutely brilliant. Really, yeah. Early TV studio work. Yeah, she's another person that did that whole, okay. And then suddenly you realize she's a powerhouse. Okay, so trying to make the information in behind to look like it's, receding back. So I'm going to put a little more definition on the outskirt, little contour line around the monkey. Just to try to pull it forward just a little bit more. I'm missing stuff. Lucy was excellent. Zsa Zsa Gabor was great. Oh, yeah. I like Charles. I know that's ridiculous, but I did like Charles. Lucy was excellent. Hello, everyone. Hello, Gary. Welcome aboard. Another baby. This we were talking about ages a moment ago. My ex-wife's a big Lucy fan. I still love Lucy. I like Lucy, but Carol Burnett more. And more, but for that kind of comedy drama, I was a Mary Tyler Moore guy over a Lucy guy. I just, that girl could turn the world on with her smile. And I'm still trying to figure out how she did that thing with the hat. Babies of the stream. That's okay. That's all right. You guys are very mature and intelligent adults, and the rest of us are. Hey, there's we just discovered a place that has a menu that a seniors menu that starts at $55, and that was something to look forward to. Oh boy, just a little longer, and then we're gonna get discounts at Denny's. It's the only time we went to Denny's, I think, in years, because our middle kid, our middle son, works nearby, and we didn't want to deal with all the traffic coming home from all the industrial park letting out. So we went into Denny's to have some French fries with them. You got an over 55 menu. Woohoo! Because usually seniors menus start at 60, 65, right? Gary says, I think calling a 48-year-old a baby is a bit of a stretch. That's true. He's laughing at me. I grew up on oldies, listened to The Shadow and Groucho Marx on old-time radio CDs. Yes, indeed. We had this conversation. Frankly, isn't younger than Gary. It's really great that I have you guys pop in today, by the way. Frankly, I haven't seen anyone else. Good to see you, buddy. The Shadow by Orson Welles is, I wish to heavens that somebody could do something with that. I really do, because those still hold up. You can play those in the background as you're cleaning the house or as you're doing something else, and they're still compelling enough to for you to listen as you go. Like it's awesome, and I don't think that enough young people are exposed to it. I really don't. I used to love those as a teenager. But, it's too bad. And also, I can recite all of the Blue Coal commercials by heart. Blue Coal, to keep your house warm through the winter. Yeah. I am, maybe, getting flashbacks to my youth. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's scary. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows. The voices, the character voices are so heightened. Listen, Shadow, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not going to put up with this from you. See, you can't take me in. You're not even going to catch me. Like, it was just so over the top. I'm going to catch you, John Wilkins, and I'm going to bring you before the law. So crazy. Brought to you by Blue Coal. I did a recording for Jim recently where he had set up a commercial that he wanted read, and then he immediately says, "I don't know if I'll use it." And then I said to him, he goes, "Well, maybe I'll use it." It's just a wonderful organic way of working. But I channeled the Blue Coal commercials for it to do a soap commercial. It was fun. I was blown away. Jim's working away on that film, and he played a little clip, or he sent me a little clip of the one scene that I recorded some voice work for him, and then he inserted himself so that we're talking to each other, but we never recorded it together. And it's good. Like, it's so good. You could take all these disparate sort of things and tack them together and make just wonderful stuff from it. So this movie's going to be good. It's going to be very, very good. It's the stuff he's produced already of it is really, really good. So please as punch to be a part. He says he sent me a message saying I had a really good time drawing you last night. This might be the only time you ever hear somebody say that. And then I look at the video and the character that I did the voice for, and yeah, that he doesn't really look like me, but I'll take it. I'm a bowling announcer for Jim's project. There's a really fun line that I said, and I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to say anything out of turn because it's Jim's project. But there's this line I got to say about breakfast that just might be the favorite thing I've ever done. Much of the Shadow radio dramas are on YouTube. Oh boy. I've got all of them on CDs. It's pretty great. None taken. See the Frasier when he did the old Radio Murder Mystery? Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. In junior high, I learned about the War of the Worlds broadcast that supposedly created a panic. People thinking it was real and was fascinated. Ran out and bought tapes of it. That panic only took place in one state. The sensationalism just keeps building on that it terrified the nation. It didn't. It was just that relative state that he had things set in that, because he translated War of the Worlds takes place in England. And so for this radio broadcast, he translated it to locations in New England and in New York and area. And so the areas of New England that he was describing being attacked by Martians, those people were panicking like crazy, and people were going down to their cellars and yeah, it caused a bit of a kerfuffle there, but Los Angeles is like, there was a thing on the radio, but it was so cool. That whole story is just so cool. It's that alone, like Gary says, is immediately inspiring enough to go and pick up a copy of it. I mean, an 8-page comic called The Squeeze. It was the Shadow. It was the Shadow making oranges with Valencia oranges. It was a pulp joke. Oh my gosh. I know the Blue Coal commercials by heart, but they didn't fit into the comic. The panic was greatly exaggerated. I didn't listen to it live. I'm not that old. No, nobody thought you did, Didi. Nobody thought you did. And having listened to it, honestly, you'd have to be a bit of a dummy to think it was a real broadcast. Oh yeah, it's plainly obvious. And there are not a lot of world disaster pending broadcasts that they tend to take breaks for Blue Coal to heat your home. Oh my gosh. A lady's cigarette. That's another one of the commercials. Making orange juice. Nice. Think of the time frame. How many people could be fooled today? You'd have to be really over the top today. Like, think about, here's two things. One, the Blair Witch Project, and a film that came out that did it filmed itself as though it were a documentary narrative, and people were really hyped up about it. And because all the promotional stuff for that was building on could be true, could be rooted in real fact, that it did have people be a little squirrely, right? I did something terrible with that movie. We went to see that film. A couple of couples went to see that film, and so as the couple that I was in at the time, we went to a vehicle, walked by the friend's vehicle who was going out to get a drink with somebody else we knew, and there was a construction site next door, so I piled some bricks beside the passenger door and the driver's door of the car, and I took up some dead sticks out of bush, and I immediately fashioned one of those figures that hung from the tree. I put it on his front window, and I went home. And the next time we saw them, his girlfriend had to get it off the window for him. He was freaking out. Yeah, it's so funny. There are commercial breaks. There's always a percent of people who believe anything. A hologram in the sky over a city would have people crazy. Yeah, it's that level now. It really is that level now. Or some of these photos that NASA puts out of a nebula in the shape of a human eye, or like the iris of an eye, you know what I mean? And people are like, that's God, it's macro to micro, that's how the universe works. But it's just one of those, people are keen to believe whatever they may well do in the moment. And you can't help some folks, I watched this one show, and the fella has a fish in a container beside him, and the fish is fully conspiratorial and believes in every theory and believes in the existence, and he's constantly shouting about lizard people, and it's a fish. Let's just fall back on the fact that it's a fish. And they have a tinfoil hat that they put on top of his fish bowl. It's just like the funniest subversive joke ever. I read a story from the perception of a little girl who's listening to the War of the Worlds radio broadcast with her dad. I'm not sure where they were located. I was in 6th grade in reading class. Oh, that's cool. Look at how people are reacting to whistleblower about the UFOs. What is that? See, again, I'm uninformed, right? What is that one? I'm interested about that. I agree with Gary. Yeah. There's always a percentage of people who don't believe in anything, for sure. Be right back. Oh, see you in a second. Oh boy. If I see one more person breathlessly post, the government confirmed the existence of stop. Okay, I saw that. That's dumb. Are people really buying that? God's eyes are ocean blue, not nebula purple. There you go. It's all over the news. Okay, I'm aware of it then. I'm sorry. I don't know what God's eye color is. The why? Yeah, that's the one, Malcolm. That's exactly it. Yeah, and that's a funny program. It's a great program, and he really tries to look at things and see what can be or can be not verified or disproven or proven, for that matter. And it's a fun show, and it's a show that is courteous to both sides of people's belief, and I like that, But I really like the fish that says the contradictory opinion to what the host is saying at any given moment. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. So I'm putting in some pen to really kick up the blacks in that. Hello, by the way, Malcolm. Welcome aboard. Love conspiracy shows. I watched X amount of the Ancient Aliens in the early days of it, but I couldn't stay with that show. I mean, they really just kept going. Okay, here's something funny. I know a church elder who was head of, he was on the board, like the governing board of an evangelical church. and he was a massive Ancient Aliens fan. And, an Ancient Alien theory sort of suggests that Jesus might have been an alien, and it's like, okay, this was just a strange person to think would be, that much of a believer of ancient, because he was a very, very firm believer of all the theories there. So that's just fun. Yeah, it really is. It really is. I have a complicated relationship with conspiracy theories. Generally speaking, I find them super fun and entertaining, but get unnerved when people seem to buy into them. Oh, Chris is making us all lunch. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. People believe what people want to believe, and there's no part of me that says you can't believe that. It doesn't make any difference to my world what you believe in. We're good. I don't, but mankind has a need to search out the unknown. We have a need for information, and on a genetic level. So there's the unanswered whys, the unanswered how, the unanswered who. People love that. People love that. We're always going to love that. And there's going to be things out there that get proven to be true. It might not be in the same form that people are thinking, but there are things that are out there that will be validated over time. And there are things that are out there that are real big. Just watch the episode of Room 23, or the documentary Room 237, and all the crazy, diverse theories of what Stanley Kubrick's The Shining really means. I mean, we're talking about ridiculously broad spectrum of ideas of what that film's actually saying. And yet, who knows, right? Like old Amy's. A bit of truth salts a conspiracy. Is that an expression? My bad, it's me. The army says the bit of truth salts a conspiracy. That's great. Old myths. Old myths. A bit of truth salts a conspiracy. I like that a lot. Even the kookiest false conspiracy probably does have something real to say, if nothing else, than about us. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a thing called gigantithesis. It's a gigantic gorilla that, rolls around in areas that are smallly populated. We know that there are large gorillas. Are they specifically gigantithesis? I can't say it. I'm sorry. But maybe, but maybe that's got something to do with the Sasquatch stuff. You got Neil by autocorrect. Maybe it does. I think that, there's something to be said about some of the places built around Lake Titicaca, but we're never going to solve that until people stop giggling when you say that in a conversation. I got one of you right there with that. I did. Okay, so here is the first shot here. So this is a monkey whipping through a tree and basically shouting, the roof was on fire. Hey, is that, what have we got? I'm missing stuff. I used to be an eternal skeptic, but I'm open to any facts that might arise. Nice. Do you know how many iterations this Earth has gone through? Who knows how many reiterations this Earth has gone through? There's one place on the surface of the Earth. There's one place on the surface of the Earth that they figure is probably about 1.5 million years old. and it hasn't changed in that time. And it has a lot to do with tectonic plates and everything moving and land masses, destabilizing and shifting and mountains up and mountains down and all these things changing below the water, above the water. So there's one space on Earth now that they figure is pretty solidly stated, and they figure it's something like 1.5 million years old. Well, what does that say? I mean, if the geography changes that much around the planet, who knows what's down there in the ground? Lizard people. That was the recent thing that what's his face talked on the Y-Files there. I thought that was interesting. I had to read up about that because I'm like, really? I read some couple different theories about it. It's interesting, stuff like that. But I'm not going to put up Sasquatch fences around my house. I'm not going to do that. But I do like the idea that raccoons, yeah, there's more going on there than you think, huh? Little hands. They know what they're up to. They're smart. Much to my girlfriend's dismay, I usually default to an Occam's razor. There you go. Non-magical, non-supernatural view of the world. But I do still love me a good Bigfoot or alien story. Yes, indeed. Mothman. Yeah. There's so much great stuff. There is really so much great stuff out there. It's just what do we know and what don't we know? There is something to be said. So here's the thing that we can legitimately say history is full of baloney about, and that is the colonialist push of Aryan theory ideas. So the idea is that India, in the Indian continent, so all the other countries that are very, genetically similar to people of India. So Bangladesh, Pakistan, all these different places. Colonialists didn't believe that these people could have developed enough culture on their own to do the things that they did, and that they believed in what was called the Aryan invasion. And so this was put forward as legitimate fact for a long time, that white people came from the northwest and eventually moved and settled the whole area. And it's so, rude. But boy, oh boy, there have been millions of civilizations here. Oh, there may have, yeah. 200,000 years of mankind, and we've only been having a civilization for the last how many? Similar to Gary, though, Occam's often collapses with physics. Yeah. I do love the notion that if there had been an advanced civilization long ago, there's arguably no evidence of it today. Most destroyed, so yeah. Oh yeah. I think that there's a lot to that. There is something to be said about this, the geographic pattern having absolutely no sense to a natural forming occurrence for that land bridge that connects the bottom of India to that island. There's so much proof that it's clearly manufactured. But when and why, or these this temple that they found in what would have once been Sunderland, of compacted temples that are made out of volcanic posts. There's so many crazy things that we find, and we come up with things. I love the fact that they actually can identifiably say Göbekli Tepe is 12,000 years old, and people go, well, you can't disprove it. It's one of those rare ones that has actual testable stuff, old bones and things like that in amongst the area to prove how old some of those things are. We'll figure it out. Occam's does make a point of saying usually the correct one. Oh yeah, the simplest. Truth. Who knows how many times the continents have changed? Oh yeah. The Pangea hypothesis of it was once one thing, and then look how it spread apart. We don't know that for sure. We don't know that. I have a silly. The weird one is the way they measured miles in Rome. Yeah, Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun one. Any imperial system that's based on somebody walking around with a wheel and a stick, it's going to need adjustment. It's going to need adjustment. I like the Cometan theory that's been coming more and more to the fold now about Egyptology. I really like the Cometan theory that's finally being kicked in. What if one page? There's evidence magnetic poles have flipped in the past, and those could possibly have destroyed civilizations. That's very true. I really believe that. They actually had a functional computer. Yeah. Didi, is that a one-page idea? Pangea. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, since Jim is apparently has better things to do, I'll handle Q of the day. Excellent. The functional computer is the Antikythera device. I love that, Didi. Pangea. I spell it correct? I did. Okay, here's a weird one. Does anybody know about the panspermia idea? Didi, here we go. I got it in the book. It's in the book. Panspermia is an interesting thing too. All right, question of the day. They shot markers to cogs that measure the miles. What's your favorite conspiracy that you don't believe? Oh, I got Malcolm's in there fast. We came from outer space. Okay, I'm gonna write these down in the book, guys. I really am. I hope you don't mind that, but there's some fun fodder here. We came from outer space. Wouldn't it be fun to do a conspiracy book? Call it Real Truth. Okay, so that's Malcolm. And then Didi has that mankind as we know it, as we are today, did not evolve from apes. That's Didi, okay? And keep writing these down, folks, because these are fun. And I think it could be fun to do a bunch of conspiracy pages. So thank you for that, guys. Let's tag these. Thank you for the question, Gary. It's really, really good fun. Once more, for those that are just jumping in, the question of the day: what's your favorite conspiracy that you don't believe? Probably the lizard people, Chris says. Oh, there you go. Don't believe in lizard people. You don't think that some of these memes of Hillary Clinton, where she has a second set of eyelids to flick inside her eyes, those aren't real? That Putin is really a lizard people? There's Nazis on the Moon. There's a couple of films that they made on this, and it has all of these great conspiracies thrown into it. I don't remember the title right now, but take a look. Joshua doesn't believe in most of them. The stuff with the Freemasons used to be fun. All right, so Freemasons. Has anybody read From Hell by Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell? That's a tough one. That's a slog of a book. I follow Dark Sayings. Pete's channel. He used to call this channel Creepy Little Book. Dark Sayings. Okay, well, we've got people engaging and interacting here. I just want to take 1 second. August 6th, I think it's on Instagram and something else. Chris is going to be doing a stream. So Chris K. So check it out, everybody. All right, that's Skull and Bones is a fun one. Oh, that's okay. That's connected to Does that also include the not Walnut Grove? Walnut Grove is a conspiracy theory. There were no Ingalls Wilders. What's the Grove? Coconut Grove, Owl Grove, something like that. That's all part of that stuff. Gary says, my answer, the face on Mars, the Sidonia, that's already been disproven though. The face on Mars, the Sidonia complex. And now, of course, they found plastic. It's confirmed by NASA. Sorry, Gary, I had to get that in there for you. Loves the idea. That's Gary. He collected stories when he was a bartender. I don't know if people know this about Dan Aykroyd's dad. Does anybody know about Dan Aykroyd's dad? Because that's interesting stuff. That's a close second for me. The whole Nazis had hyper advanced tech. Oh, there you go. Let's go and check on these boys soon. That's a great one. That's a really great one. Bohemian Grove. Thank you, Gary. Bohemian Grove. That was a great album by Queen. Nazi boom basses are amazing. Dun dun dun. Anyways, another one. The Lion People. Just so appropriate that the next thing it said was another one. Another one, the Lion People. Someone said that those were similar to the Thundercats cartoon, but they're more than 2 meters high. 8-foot lion people? I had no idea about. What about ant people? Has anybody heard that? The ant people of North America? It's an Aboriginal belief from a number of different Aboriginal groups. It's similar to the world flood, but mankind was saved by what they call the ant people that lived underground and took them to their special cities and waited out the water. I got to admit, the blood-drinking Democrats. Blood-drinking Democrats. That's so funny. A Democrat never ceases to amuse me. Okay, I'm cheating with another one, but the Kandahar giant. Special ops in Afghanistan found the giant at Hill, shot it, and brought it back. The government is hiding it. Oh my goodness. Kandahar giant. In Afghanistan. I'm just going to write it down. Afghanistan. Good spelling. We've tapped into something here, folks. Artists, we really like a good story, don't we? The tale of the hipster cops in comic books. What is that? Malcolm, you're going to have to let me know a little more on that. Hipster cops in comic books. Hipster cops in comic books. Are you talking about Powers? Anything done by Bendis where he tries to make the police everybody's pal? Pete interviewed the guy Sullivan. I told you about Hollywood. Oh, yeah. Send this Hollywood Volume 3 Cinema Symbolism. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about that too. How about the Washington? It's not too dissimilar from the Washington architecture, how it's all designed according to Freemason measurements and rules. So that's a fun one. It's so good. The giant one is bomb. They even have fake pics. I love those Photoshop pics. I'm not the most proficient person with Photoshop, and even I look at those and go, no way, no. The preceding giant belief was the Cardiff giant. That held sway for a lot of years. It was disproven really quickly, and yet there's people that still go to visit the site of the Cardiff giant. It's fake. It's a fake. It's a fake. Doesn't even look like a person. But fantastic. My favorite conspiracy of conspiracies. I don't believe it. No, I think you just made that up. You're starting something there, fella. I read on the internet, cats are spies. Hi, cut and paste. Cats are spies. So a lot of these can be one pages, sent by aliens, but it's actually true. Does anybody know The Dream of a Thousand Cats? Hold on, I'll open this in a sec. The Dream of a Thousand Cats, Neil Gaiman wrote, is one of the short stories that's in the Sandman thing. And an old cat travels from place to place to place to place to place. And this old cat, all the other young cats, when it comes by, they all gather to hear it talk in a graveyard at night. And it talks about a time before this current dreaming. And in a previous time, cats ruled the world. The cats they look like they're supposed to be like 14 feet tall, and mankind's entire purpose was to groom them and to service whatever they needed done, back scratching, the whole deal, or be a foodstuff when they felt like it, or a play toy. But then the humans got together, and enough of them got together in one place, and they all dreamed of a different world where man was on top and kittens were our servants. And so if we can all just get 1,000 cats together, and we just 1,000 of us, and just believe as hard as you can, and when you dream tonight, that maybe we can switch the world back. That is, I think, one of the most beautiful stories. It's called The Dream of 1,000 Cats. Okay, where I'm behind. I actually buy the Freemason symbolism and government design stuff. It's not so far out there. I just don't buy into all the conspiracy theories about Freemasons. Yeah, there really is something to say about the layout of Washington. It's very specifically done, just like the layout of London after the fire, right? There's an assertion in Alan Moore's From Hell is that the reasoning behind so many obelisks and so many spires and grand buildings that have these vertical direction in the way that they're built is because it's a magical property through the Freemasons for the assertion of the masculine over the environment. That's a fun one. One fake doesn't make all fake. There we go. There's two hipster cops that pop up in comics, always looking the same, but in different comics, both Marvel and DC, they just appear. I got to look into that. The two hipster cops. Where did I have that? Both DC and Marvel. Is it because the same artist jumped from one to the other? Because that would make some sense of it. Or is it just a generic way of drawing cops? Where are we at? Okay. The idea that octopi and things are alien. I did a page recently about whales being once the spaceships that brought mankind to Earth, and it's about time for them, the antecedents of them, to go home. That's not the right use of that. The descendants of the whales that are in the world today, for them they're going back to space now. That's scary. That's Cat. That's Dini. I'm just getting everything caught up here. Malcolm, there's so much stuff we've come up with today, folks. Great question of the day, Gary. I enjoy conspiracy theories, but it's hard to believe most of them. I thought that was the squids, Gary. Oh no. Squids versus Occupy. Which one is our predecessor? The underwater dinosaurs one is insanely interesting. Underwater dinosaurs. Now there's the whole mega, that people believe that there's a mega shark or whatever actually active in the world right now. Underwater dinosaurs. Is that to say that the dinosaurs went underwater? No telling what has been buried under the ocean floor. That's true. Mollusks, generally cuttlefish, squid, occupy. There's a great album by Ween called The Mollusk. That's where it was a fear of octopi. People believe that is the reason that the guy wrote Cthulhian myth. What is that guy, Lovecraft? He was afraid of mollusks. I believe that Emiliano Kobiak is a real man. Just saying. It's because Cat's got a crush on Kobiak. Jim will be happy to hear that. Emiliano Kubiak is a real man. Let's go into the book. Let me compliment CNP's theory. Cats are gifted to us by the lion people when Egypt was a thing. This is according to some guy who contacts the lion people. Cats gifted to man, carried by lion people. I love when Egypt was a thing. It's such a wonderful sentence. That's so good. That's not a theory, that's a wish. There's a theory that most dinos were underwater, like underwater treks. That, to me, is so wild. Oh my gosh. Underwater dinosaurs. Dinosaurs lived underwater. That's great. Different artist says welcome in his theory about the two cops. Jim's actually a biographer. It's all true. Jazz Richardson. Yeah, his new character is a real guy. The full fungus, right? It's he's found a secret journal. He's found a secret nightly journal written by one of the fungus family. He's just a documentarian. It's all real. Koviak's real. It's all real. Yeah. The gopher strikes again. That's true. He truly did. All right. Well, look at this. I want to show you this. It's an entire page of things here. It's really fun to see that so many of these things stick out in the popular, what is it, memes or the popular zeitgeist, that there's some consideration of these things. I like, let me think. Some of the ones that I would add to this mix is the Arthurian myth. That there's the belief that's put forward in the French author that wrote some of the stories about Arthur and Camelot and Round Table. Didi's on her way up. Thanks, Didi. Thanks for hanging out. Really good to see you. Thanks so much for your input. Anyways, Arthur is at rest, waiting for the time that England needs him again. And Merlin is trapped in a crystal cave, waiting to be released in the time of Britain's greatest need. And that is fantastically fun. So I'm going to put that Arthurian conspiracy in there. Conspiracies. I'm just going to pluralize it because there's so many. So, Josh has said no. See you later, Josh. There's a Spanish guy in the 1980s that were real dinos in Africa. Showed pictures of tribes that confirmed they'd seen them alive. Oh my gosh. Dinosaurs alive in Africa. Just in the 80s. No. There was a fantastic. There was a Spanish priest in I don't know if it's Mexico or if it's South America, but he would enjoy going and looking in caves and looking in locations around the region. And he found a whole bunch of golden tablets, and he found a whole bunch of sculptures and things of dinosaurs with people. And apparently unending amounts of material was being pulled out of this thing. It's all gone now. It's all disappeared now. But confirming that mankind and dinosaurs were alive in North America at the same time. And that was a real thing in the 1970s. I gotta write it down. Mokele Mabembe. That sounds very African to me. Jay's in the backyard right now playing on the trampoline with the twins next door. Makwache Mabir. and their older siblings are Oella, Shushu, Minak, and Maror. It's wonderful, wonderful family that is directly beside us, but their kids' names are so lovely. Thank you for that, Gary. That's fantastic. Alleged sauropod of the condo. Oh, and Chris is confirming today. So I'm going to put both of you down for that. Sauropod of the Congo. Oh, how about the intelligent apes of the Congo? The white apes? Has anybody heard that? It's been in all kinds of different things over the years, popularized in films and stuff like that now. But white apes of the Congo is a real thing. Okay, well, listen, I love this. I absolutely love all this interaction and all this sharing, guys. I think we could talk about this all day long. And in all honesty, there's so much of it to look at and to discuss. I think I'm going to look at some of these as one-page suggestions if everybody that's been involved is comfortable with that, because I think there's some really fun things in here, like the face on Mars and the Cydonia complex. That's a fun one-page idea, right? Or the cats are spies sent by aliens. Come on, that's some fun. And then Chris, the cats. What do we got? The cats are gifted to mankind by lion people. That works as well. Oh, that they both do. But the 8-foot tall lion people in general is just a fantastic notion. It really is. There was a confirmed area that was settled by. I'm not going to say it right. It's the Sapiens. It's probably wrong, and if it is, I apologize. Red-haired, yellow-haired, very tall people. Everybody's about my height, and had settled into the Mongolian region in a valley, and so there's numerous burials of people that are 6.5 feet tall, 6 feet and up. And it's that there's a genetic linkage between Scandinavian and Asian DNA in those skeletons. Okay, neat. And it's proven that that history has said that there's no chance that white people would have been over there. But now we're going, oh, maybe they were. History is ridiculous. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna search this up. Malcolm, thank you for this one. This is another great one right here. The 2 cups and comments. It's so good. I like the idea of them being Rosencrantz and Guildenstern or something like that. Who will be streaming with tomorrow? I haven't had anybody come forward, so I'm going to put this out again. Tomorrow I'm doing a special stream because tomorrow will be 200 pages from suggestions and ideas in 200 days. And so aside from all the other things that I do and all the other pages that I've been working on, this has been a lot of fun for me, and spending just a little bit of time on a small whatever size page each day it's been really rewarding, and having all these fantastic ideas constantly coming out gives a person so many opportunities to explore things. So I want to do I'm going to do a Saturday afternoon stream at 2 o'clock EST, which means 11 o'clock PST, and everything in between. And I think it's going to be 8 o'clock if Tori's watching this, because Tori's in Ireland. So I think it'll be 8 p.m. there. But if anybody wants to join in, send me a message. All I ask is that if we're going to have dialogue and conversation, we need to see one of 2 things. Either your hands making some pictures or your face making some talking. That's it. So if anybody's interested in that, please let me know. Send me a message, either Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube or whatever. And because I'd love to have some people come in and join in and talk about what objectives that they've got, maybe, or what projects that they are working on, maybe, or what what their thoughts are on creative outputs. Maybe that's a conversation. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just talk about exotic cheeses. That could be a thing too. So that stays open. So anybody that was watching this chat or watching the stream live in the chat, or anybody that's watching this afterwards, please feel free to contact me. It does. If it's 4 o'clock and you're inspired, send a message at 4 o'clock. It's not going to wake me up or anything like that, anyways. But please, that is open if anybody would like to attend. If nobody wants to attend, that's fine. I'm going to do a thing anyways, and do a page tomorrow, which I never do weekend streams. So just because life is busy. And on that note, I am going to take off for today. Today's page is Forest Jungle Critters Run from a Volcanic Eruption, suggested by Cameron. It's just August 6th. Chris is going to be doing a stream, so keep an eye out for that. Please look for Chris Killer's Instagram and so on and so forth. Also, I'm putting it out there into the wind. There might be some help for me if people are interested in being a moderator and being involved in that process on the stream here. So I think it might help me with trying to engage and trying to produce at the same time. So if anyone's interested in that, please let me know. In the meantime, I am going to go and change a lawnmower blade and do my lawn. Woo woo! And I'll be back at 2 tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day. Bye for now. Oh, and thanks for everybody that came out.